Hello, viewers of Unlimited, and welcome to the first ever Smackdown Live watch along. I am your host, Walter Main. That is Bret Litke. How are you doing today, Bret?
I'm doing pretty great. I was fighting off a migraine earlier, but it seems to have gone away. And now we got Smackdown, my two favorite hours of television every week, and an Oilers game versus your Chicago Blackhawks, my Edmonton Oilers. It's gonna be a good night.
Blackhawks are they're in that race for the number one pick.
Well, you know what though? They are starting to climb the standings a little bit. And
really?
They're starting to inch their way. There's like 8 teams competing for the final 2 wildcards in the West. It's getting insane. Every single night of the week now in hockey, it is must watch. Because like I don't remember the last season where this many teams are competing for 2 spots. Now, there is the trade deadline coming up in less than a month's time. It's at the end of the month. And usually there's teams that sell. So that list should shrink. But anyways, it's great.
I anticipate the Blackhawks to be sellers at that point, unless they're in one of those 2 spots.
Yeah. I would say if they're 4 points out or more by the deadline, just sell off. I don't even know how much they have to sell, but it'd have to be. They did acquire Drake Caggiula from the Oilers, and I could see him being swapped again at the deadline.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna sell off Kane or Taze.
Oh no. You know who they're probably looking to get rid of is Brent Seabrook. They signed him to a monster contract. He hasn't really lived up to it. So they're kind of like in the Oilers position. Oilers have Milan Lucic, who's making like $6.5 million for the next 5 years or something crazy. And he's been better as of late, but man, oh man, for the last calendar year, minus maybe January and February, it was looking like the worst contract in hockey. I can say that. And I like Milan, but man, oh man.
Just overpaid for what he gives.
Just couldn't score. Like he had, even this season, he scored in the very first game, and then he scored like after the new year in 2019. He scored twice. So, and before that, he didn't score in a while. Like he had 2 goals in a full 82 game stretch, which is the dude's getting paid $6.5 million.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
I think a lot of it was mental. I think some of these guys, I think any athletes, especially a guy like Milan Lucic, right? Like his whole career, he was sort of this underdog. He wasn't like a prospect. He really had to work his way into the league. He always had like a chip on his shoulder, and then finally became an unrestricted free agent, and he signs with the Oilers. But now it's like, okay, you're viewed as a leader, and you are one of the more expensive players on the team, and now you're a family man, and it's like, I think those pressures get to those guys.
Oh, so not to change the subject, but first match, 2 matches announced for tonight. One is Gallows and Anderson versus Nakamura and Rusev. The other one, Daniel Bryan versus Jeff Hardy.
What? That's awesome. We're going to get a great show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. You know what? Let's talk. We got like 9 minutes.
Hardy's the main event. Yep, 9 minutes till show starts.
Let's you didn't get a chance to watch Raw last night, but I want to just take a second and say, to those of you who didn't watch it, and to those of you who may have watched it and have been confused, last night's opening segment featured Stephanie McMahon and Becky Lynch in a very stone cold Vince McMahon, I guess you could say, homage. Stephanie was trying to say that Becky would be suspended if she didn't go to the doctor and get her knee checked out. And they replayed the attack from Nia Jax and blah, blah, blah. And Becky's selling it like, man, you've never had to struggle, Steph. You've never had to struggle. Why are you doing this to me? And Steph's like, you better see the doctor or I'm suspending you. And I think what they wanted it to be like, is that Steph was saying to her, I know you're going to fail that physical, and I want you to fail it. But it didn't come across that way. Stephanie didn't really do that. She kind of like tried to make herself. You know how good of a villain she can be. She just didn't have that edge last night.
Yeah.
And the segment fell flat. Like,
and
I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. I don't think so, because really, I think if say Becky wins at WrestleMania and she's on Raw and they go full force with Stephanie versus Becky, that could be the biggest authority versus anti-hero since Austin Vince.
It is true. It could. It very well could. But they've got to break
both performers just have the capability to take that to the next.
As long as they break new ground, as long as they try new things. Like I know that's what they want to do, and they like that anti-authority. But they could take it in an interesting way with this being now a female dynamic. Like, you could do a lot of other things. So I don't know. I just don't want to replay, like if she comes out, local wrestling community in Canada, and he has a lot of fans in the States, but John Canton, good writer, TJRwrestling.net. Anyways, he was saying, like, what happens next week if Becky comes out and smashes Stephanie's car? Like, what's the point of that? We've already seen that, so I do agree with him there. Like, let's see something new.
Yeah, and like you said, I think even with just simply it being a female dynamic, there's different ways you could go with that.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe they'll amp it up. I mean, we still have 2 months till Mania, so like there's time. But I hope it improves on this. I think it can. I think it will.
Yeah.
But did you get a chance to watch that Worlds Collide tournament?
I watched some of it.
I didn't see it.
A lot of very good matches, a lot of very interesting matches. The thing I was most surprised about is they had Tyler Bate go over Adam Cole.
That's surprising.
Yeah. But did you get a chance to check out the match that was on Halftime Heat?
I watched half of it, but funny story, the power, because it's so cold here, there was a mechanical failure, so the power went out. So we ended up having my friends and his family, we need to do the hotspot from a phone to a laptop with battery to watch it. So I was watching Halftime Heat on that phone, like my phone, but only half and half. So I have to catch up on it.
It was a very good match. Adam Cole pulled out a move I haven't seen him do since his indie days. He pulled out the, I think he calls it the Panama Sunrise or something like that. He jumps off the second rope, gets him in position and does a Canadian Destroyer.
Wow.
And he does it in one fluid motion, and it's a thing of beauty.
Oh, man. To the folks that haven't seen it, search up Teddy Hart on Twitter and watch
my God.
front flip.
One of the most insane things.
You gotta search it up. I'm telling you. Go on Twitter, search up Teddy Hart, look for the
Honest
videos.
to God, if when Teddy was first signed by WWE, if he would have been able to keep his shit together,
oh man,
he could have been one of the biggest stars they have.
You know what's the craziest thing? When they wanted to sign him, I think it was like 98 or 99. I'm pretty sure it was very late. He would have went through all those ladder matches with Edge and Christian and the Hardys and the Dudleys. Could you imagine if he would have somehow been involved? It would have been game over, man. Game over.
Like if he would have shown up during one of them and helped Edge and Christian and done like a Team Canada thing.
Yeah, they could have. Oh man, they could have taken that in so many angles, and he would have played along with like I don't know. There's different ways than him and Shawn Michaels probably could have had a great match with Teddy Hart defending Brits. Oh, see, this is what you can't fantasy book the past because it'll never, then it looks paled in comparison.
Yeah.
How crazy is that, though? We're talking about how Teddy Hart could have made the Attitude even better. Well, it's true. It's true. He's a talent.
Realistically, even if he would have had his shit together, he was so young. I don't know if we would have seen him till like 2002, 2003-ish.
Yeah, that is true. They would have had to like develop him and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, but who knows? That could have been
right. It could have ended up being the perfect timing.
How about SmackDown 7? Add him into the mix. Oh man. Anyways.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Are you going to be watching SmackDown on the Hulu version?
Oh no, I'm watching it through like a streaming.
Okay.
Comcast has this streaming thing where I can stream it to my not my laptop, but my tablet. But I can't cast it to my Chromecast, or else I would just be watching it on my TV.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Our timing for the shows may be a little off. So if I notice I think last week I was ahead a little bit. We'll see how that works. If I'm really ahead, then I'll pause it and wait. But if it's just like a couple seconds, then it is what it is.
Right.
And then the Oilers game, live from chilly Edmonton, Alberta, that starts at 7. So I will also be watching some of that. I can give you a live review of your team, Walter.
Please do.
It could be very bad. It could, for me, it could be like, could you imagine? Oh, Cam Talbot's in net, and he's notorious over the last 2 seasons for letting in the first shot of the game, notorious for it. And
that's very strange.
Yeah, it was the Oilers let in the first shot of the game in 14 games last year. Something crazy like that. Can you imagine that?
That's over 10% of the games.
Yeah.
That's
where you're down a minute.
The very first shot.
Yeah, very first shot. And this year it's happened 8 times. So how does that even work? That's either the crappiest luck of all time or they're lethargic. They got to change up their pregame
jitters. Pregame jitters from the goalie.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm on the Then Now Forever screen. Are you where are you at?
No. I'm at the end credits from Modern Family.
Okay, I might pause it then. Okay, I'm pausing. There's after the Then Now Forever, there's a WrestleMania sign. When you get to that point, just at the end of Then Now Forever, let me know. I will hit play. And to those of you who are watching along, you could also hit pause right after the Then Now and Forever graphic. If not, hey, you're ahead of us and you can listen to it. You get to watch it live and you can listen to us later. You can be like, wow, these guys, they're a little crazy.
Go.
Are you still in the end credits?
No, I already started.
Sweet.
Oh, and here's kicking it off with Charlotte.
Oh boy. Charlotte Flair.
I think she, in my personal opinion, she gets way too much flack from people.
Yeah, I actually really like her. I think she's very, very talented.
Same. Other than Becky, she might be my favorite woman on the roster.
Yeah. She's definitely she's probably the best on the mic. I'm trying to think of one that's better. Maybe Becky, but I don't know. Charlotte's pretty talented.
I think she's definitely the best in the ring.
Let's see what she has to say.
Oh, they're recapping.
Yeah. See, but like, why wasn't she more vicious? You know? Why the hell not be more vicious?
Yeah, why was she acting like it was all for concern?
Steph was off her game last night. I'm sorry. She just was. Like, even when she went to walk away, she was just so stiff and robotic. Like, she was just off her game last night.
Oh, she kicked her in the knee.
Oh, that was pretty good then. Mookie sucks at fantasy football. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. You sit front row at SmackDown and you're going to take that chance.
Did you see that sign, Mez fears Funko?
No. I love when people bring good signs.
I hope she goes to rehab. But most importantly, I just hope she's healthy for WrestleMania. Becky! Yes, I'm so happy for her too.
Oh, she's
God. Oh, she's so good.
Because you know what? I know someone.
Yeah, she's really good.
100% healthy. And would love to face Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania.
pretty good promo.
Mm-hmm.
She's good, man. She's here. Fuck off.
Oh, I like that.
They at some point during this feud, they should have her rappel down from the rafters like Sting, and not explain it. Just don't explain it. Just rappel. Just once.
Though I don't think they've done that since the Owen incident.
Well, this would be much safer. I can promise you that.
Yeah, there wouldn't be like the release harness because like the thing was Owen was meant to like get stuck during his like lowering to the ring.
Oh, it was gonna be
and,
like funny.
He was gonna be and he was gonna be like dangling there.
Kind of course, Vince Russo would think of that. Like superhero that's. Oh man.
And the thing is, he was gonna look stupid like that and then win.
Look at this. Separate these two. Separate them.
Oh, it is Adam Pearce.
Oh, Triple H is here.
Oh, that's when you know it's getting serious.
Oh, Charlotte. What a evil.
See the doctor. You want the suspension gone? See the Charlotte does not.
Oh man, Triple H is laying down the law.
Oh. See, that's why I think if he just distanced himself from the whole being a part of the McMahons, I think Triple H could be a damn good authority figure.
He could actually. I think you're right. Like as a less of a badass. Well,
and more of like more of like laying down the hammer, doesn't take BS from anybody.
Simple as that.
No, my issue is I don't trust you. I don't trust any of this
Good.
thing.
You don't have to trust it. It is what it is. You want to get cleared? You want the suspension lifted? See the doctor. Get medically cleared. Go to WrestleMania. Face Ronda Rousey. That's all you gotta do. Until then,
Oh my.
home.
Kick him in the nuts.
I'm liking this.
How's Steph?
Mhm.
Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo.
Did you make sure
Oh.
she was medically cleared? You know, after I punched her in the face.
Triple H, don't hit a woman. Not PC.
This is a good segment.
You know, it's funny,
Yeah.
I didn't see it until now. Now it's clear. I've seen this a million times. I know. Not sure why I didn't see it. I bought into this whole "I'm the man" crap just like they did. But the truth is, Becky, you're not the man at all, are you? That's a lie. You're just a self-destructor. Afraid of failure, aren't you? That's all this is. You can stand there with that smug look on your face, but I can see the look in your eye. You know I'm right. You are just looking to be a martyr. You are looking for a way out of this whole thing. That is why when you scratched and clawed your way to the top pinnacle of your career and you got that Survivor Series match with Ronda Rousey, you recklessly came to Raw the next night looking for a way out. And you got that way out, didn't you? You knew that was a suicide mission, but you did it anyways. And the second you got in there, you came out the next night, the martyr, and you blamed all of us, and you blamed the doctor. What was that term you used? Medical prison, was that it? That's another way of saying convenient excuse. That is why now you're out here doing the exact same thing. You scratched and clawed your way back to that opportunity, to the opportunity to go to WrestleMania. And just like I told her, this doesn't concern you. Shut your mouth.
I like when he does stuff like that.
Yeah.
You scratched and clawed your way to an opportunity to go to
He's
WrestleMania.
good at getting the crowd to respond the way that he intends to get them to respond.
You know, this segment, like, they're hammering it down that, you know, she's looking for an excuse, but
You're afraid.
I don't know.
That's what this is all about. You're afraid to go to the doctor. You're scared of what the doctor might say. And to be honest, right now, I
Oh,
think you're injured. Is your knee even hurt? Or is this just an act to find a way out? You're scared. You won't go to the doctor because you're scared of what he'll say. Now you'll say that you're scared. He'll tell you you can't go to WrestleMania and face Ronda Rousey. But the truth is, you're scared. You're scared he'll tell you you can go to WrestleMania and you can face Ronda Rousey. Because if you do, you're afraid that at WrestleMania, Ronda Rousey will expose you as the fraud that you are.
that could have been condensed a little bit, but not bad.
Yeah.
You are afraid that on the biggest stage of them all, with the whole world watching, you will prove to everyone that Becky Lynch fears Ronda.
Slap him. Just slap the son of a bitch.
Do it.
Oh, she did it! Excellent. This is.
2 nights in a row, Becky Lynch is something better than
Now, if this was 2000, he would have already laid her out.
Pedigree her, man. That's what he would do. He still might. I think he actually might pedigree her right now.
I don't think so.
I think it'd be hilarious.
What is Becky Lynch doing? I wonder if those scathing words from the COO had any impact whatsoever. You're going to wonder if it maybe absolutely true. Maybe Becky Lynch is
Well,
for a way out. Maybe Becky Lynch does.
that started weird and it was traversing weird, but it ended up finishing not bad.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I don't know, your first sexual encounter. You know, it starts weird. It's weird throughout the whole thing. And then after you're like, yeah, I actually, no, that was all right. It was good. That's what that promo segment was. And much like what you would rate your first encounter, I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Ali and Orton tonight. That'll be fun.
And Jeff Hardy and Daniel Bryan, man, this is going to be awesome.
Oh,
In for a good show.
yeah. I really think so.
Rusev and Nakamura.
Wait,
Rusev was hilarious on last night's. What?
It's presented by Popeyes.
$5, man. Yet their little known fact: the show is sponsored by Popeye's Chicken as well, our show. And so I'm obligated to say that you should purchase their new Ghost Pepper Wings. I'm not sure of the price, but they are in store and they are delicious. Walter would agree. Popeye's Chicken. It's the shiznit. I'll be right back.
Geico commercials. How long has that gecko been the mascot? This is. It's gotta be.
Don't insult that gecko. That gecko's sweet.
It's got to be over like a decade and a half of the gecko.
Excuse me.
Hey, look who it is.
Oh, it is Matt Meffy.
First of all, I'm not going to stay here because you guys are doing a great job. I just wanted to say, don't you dare insult Popeyes on my channel. Bye.
I didn't insult